We are operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who have been trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable.
We've got a black screen of death here, but
No, just I was just thinking rather than actually doing the thing I was supposed to change the video. Oops, that's the wrong one. Here we go. So, the disadvantage now of running this on one screen is I now need to just quickly sort out Brett's camera feedback again.
Congratulations, Hamburger Lanterns. Beautifully well played. Even if that's the same team that knocked us out of the top cut the round earlier.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, we're now cheering for Hamburger Lanterns 3 to win overall, because at least you can say we got knocked out by the team that won overall.
I'm cheering for Can't Touch This. They've taken out Reaper, they've got SAS next. I am all in on the Can't Touch This win.
Will you take CTD, I'll take Hamburger Lanterns 3, and the winner gets this unopened deck. How's that sound between us? I'll put it aside. The SAS 42 deck. Alright guys,
and if neither of us win it, we add it to the quiz pool.
We'll create a quiz pool, and this time, not tonight, you will get the deck, I promise. So, so we're going to go on to the results now. Now, one thing we should quickly go through is because Code 8's coming around, we're going to just...
It's mine, don't worry about it. Oh, yeah. Check. Say something?
Right, I'm back now. I have a microphone. So, what we have here next week is we're going to have Hamburger Lanterns 2 versus Hamburger Lanterns 3 in the playoff for top 8. So it's going to be interesting to see how they come through. But for those who are wondering, we are taking registrations for Code 8. Code 8 registration closes, we think, on the 9th of February. That is the day the event starts, so feel free to please register beforehand, so we actually have some time to prep. And we will be going through a SAS climb. Each week you'll need to register your deck for the following week. If you don't register a new deck, we'll assume you use the deck from the week that's just come. We're starting off the SAS cap for the week 1 will be SAS of 60. And the number of weeks and number of growths would depend on the total number of players we have in the event. We're looking to get, I think we'll get a similar number to how we have KOTE 7, so I'm hoping for around 70. Brett's hoping to break 100 just to make me panic.
Yep, definitely.
But we are going to go something like that.
You might want to turn my camera off and turn it back on just so I can try and get it fixed.
Yeah, I just seen that, don't worry.
For some reason my app...
You still there, Brett? We may have lost Brett.
Yeah, no, for some reason it's not wanting to... My camera is not what... It's basically saying that it can't find the... It can't... My computer's basically saying it can't find...
Well, that's the man. We'll carry on. So, as I said, we're going to be going through what's it called? A SAS ladder, and we're going to start off on the 9th of February. So, get your results, your teams registered by 9th of February. We will be reminding you every week till then. Of course. So now let's move on to the first piece of the thing we're going to do with a crashed Brett. I see his keyboard. Is we're going to go through the KFPL results. Where I put that. So, do you want to go through the KFPL results, Brett, while you show us your hand?
What is going on with my camera today?
It looks like
it's literally just frozen again. Here. Okay, but while my camera decides to play catch up, I need to look into this. Maybe it needs an update or something.
But anyway, man, the KFPL results.
Okay. So yes, the KFPL results. Out of the 69 players, it went to a 6-round Swiss. Keonurst took first with a payout of $172.50. Second place was Sad Crybear walking away with $103.50. Jedi Cat and Mental had a cough, walked away with $69 each. Nice. Julianek and Uluk walked away with $34.50 each, as well as Kiroyut and Brobnar89 got the exact same amount. Krynurst, Sad Bear, Jedi Cat and Mental all got tickets to KFPL Season 2, and Keonurst went 10-0.
Wow.
He was completely undefeated in Swiss and then stormed through the top cut at the exact same. At one point, their opponent had 54 amber and they still lost. I think it was during a game against Brobnar. They were 2 keys down to 0 with 4 minutes left in the game, and they still managed to win in the time when the time was called.
Jeez, that was impressive. So, sorry guys, I muted then. The issue of moving to a new OBS system as my mic wasn't set up on a couple of scenes. Apologies then. Brett heard me fine. That's not the most important of things, but always good to have technical issues right at the end. Next, Brett's going to go through the Champion of the Crucible results. That should be quite quick, and then I'll answer Kongi's questions from the chat.
Yeah, I was looking at Kongi's question. That's really weird.
Well, do you want to go to Champion of the Crucible first?
Oh yeah, so Champion of the Crucible, we have got... Where's my Zen? So Champion of the Crucible, as I said during the chat, is JCP Lima. JCP Lima is rocking a deck called Riata Tanquic Manchito. I'm probably butchering that name.
Bear in mind, remember, this is kind of the team we just all played today, Team Kaziha.
This is the second week in a row that JCP Lima is held the top spot on the Solar Discord. So if you are feeling like you want to take out the king, that's how this goes. Join the Solar Discord and challenge the champion and earn your spot as king of the Solar Discord. Yeah.
So awesome. So good luck to everyone who wants to take part there. So I want to jump onto Kongi's questions. Is it possible for everyone who takes part submits the same deck, say SAD 75, that all decks are randomly distributed amongst all players and play a random deck 2 weeks in a row? So that's a great question, Connie, and this is one of the formats I kept proposing in the earlier days of KOTE, and the feedback we always had from the mods and from the few individuals I went to is, with KOTE, because it's a multi-week event, they want to choose their decks to play. It doesn't have to be the same deck every week, but they don't want to turn up and just be given a deck and that everyone has to go play. That's not the fun they want to get out of it. And because that feedback was so strong, and Peanuts changed it. Sorry, Brett, go ahead.
And yet they keep asking for sealed.
Sealed is slightly different though.
Is it though? You get it. You turn up, get a random deck, and that's what you're told to play.
But they normally with sealed, you normally then go and get your own deck at the end of it. But the point being, well, the point with the comment here is you get a different deck every single week while being combined in a single tournament. At least for the format you're going, you're changing your deck every week, but you can at least select your deck every week.
The closest we could probably do to that might be a Gemini event, which is a format made by Aurora, and it's a really interesting format. But to put a quick answer to your question, Andrew, no, we'll never do an event where people just randomly assign decks, and this is the only event we'll probably do for a while where players can play the same deck at the same time.
Yeah. So are we saying they can in this? I thought we said they couldn't.
They couldn't. I'm not about KOTE 7.
Sorry, KOTE 7. KOTE 8, no people in the same team can play the same deck. And of course, the same rule applies that you can only one team can play each deck, and you can only use decks you have physical access to the Archon cards. Now, if that's your mate down the road or you're making another city, that's fine. If it's net decking it, no, it can't. But the key thing is you must be able to allocate and get hold of the Archon card when we spot check, and we do spot check teams.
We do. I've done a fair few spot checks throughout KOTE 7, between round 1 and the top cut.
How many exactly would you say?
Exactly, I'd probably say I've done at least one every round.
Great. I've done 2 total. So between us, that's 9 out of 77 teams. But the point is, like everything, we've got a lot of trust here. We do try and play, though. We expect people not to be arseholes. And no one has ever failed the test. If you failed the test, it's instant disqualification from that event for the whole team. But we did use to enforce it much more religiously, and quite frankly, as no one cheated, and it was an awful lot of work to validate it. We moved more to the trust exercise, but that doesn't mean we won't be doing spot checks.
It's a bit of an honor code system, and a lot of the players we get in here are well known throughout the community, and it's not worth ruining your reputation in the community to net deck in an event like this.
So moving
Best way
on,
to put it.
yeah. So moving on to the last last topic of the week is the current status of the cuts. So we've got Brett's picture back. I know the lineup sometimes wants to pop, but we'll worry about that another day. You can see my new deck. So this is the 5th cut. Now the 5th cut obviously didn't play this week, and we have just seen the 5th cut has remained on the bottom 4 teams because Nick wanted to make it a nice number. Manchester Mavericks B have played Brain Games LV once, and they have got their 1 win recorded here, and by the end of this week we expect to see the Supercut Keyfrogs, one of those 2 will go on to the final, and Manchester Mavericks B and Brain Games LV to go, one of those to go on to the final. To be fair, all well-known, Keyfrogs, Manchester Mavericks B and Brain Games LV, all well-known teams. It's the Syndicate's first event. It is technically the Keyfrogs' first event, but they are well-known streamers, and they are the winners of the giveaway.
Yes, I need to double check that, but I'm pretty sure they're the winners of the giveaway. And the Keyfrogs stream every Sunday on Twitch, playing real-life events, real-life games, and they're just great guys to watch. Really relaxed and always up for a bit of a laugh.
So I need to find out what happened here, because I thought we had got this last result in, and I will double check after this stream. And the Barcelona Mermukes, I believe, won, but I'm now questioning it, and I'll go back and double check. But either way,
get the old coin flip.
Pardon?
Time to get the old coin flip.
No. There is actually a winner. They told me yesterday. I'm just trying to remember why. I thought they restored the results. Maybe they hadn't. So Felchi and Welshman will be playing 5 Lives of Dis. Better Call KOTE will be playing the winners of Niffle Shutters versus Mamooks, and the result is there. I just need to work out why it's not submitted. PNW Power, who beat Ganymede Archivist last week, were playing L'Espoir, who beat Key Frauds. Yep.
That's literally what it translates to. Pairs.
The pairs, yeah. And then we have Bootcamp X2, another well-known German team playing ABR Trooper Calls, both of which they knocked out their appropriate players. Well, Bootcamp X2 knocked out the bye, and the ABR Trooper Calls knocked out Branthrough, which I would love to get on stream because I don't know much about these guys. I mean,
the Ancient Bear Republic?
No. Then they're one of them, which I hope we get on the stream next week, I think. But Branthrough.
Yeah, Branthrough. We can look at if they come back for KOTE 8.
Yeah. Then we come on to the 3rd cut. This is where we have this stressful cut from my side, because this is where I'm chasing all the teams up. Gilshurt's Chosen versus Beerforge will be playing. Gilshurt's Chosen beat Super Noodles 3-0, and Beerforge won 2-1 versus Team Wild Wormholes. Screech Bombs knocked out SCS Steelers, one of the teams for some of the mods for the code event in, and Team Weekend knocked out BBB. Well, BBB dropped, but both teams were rubbish at getting in contact with each other. So that we might need to be more strict with in future events. D20, our first team from Vietnam, at least first team for a long time, were knocked out unfortunately by Baywitch. They were awesome guys. They kicked our ass completely in round 2, but they had fun, and they should be coming back with a couple of teams for KOTE 8, which would be good. Baywitch will then be playing off the Toads who beat Autocannons Italia, because Autocannons Italia dropped unfortunately. But I haven't had any confirmation if Toads want to drop or continue, so that may be an automatic buy to Baywitch, depending if you can get hold of Toads. If you know anyone in there, please get them to message me. Then we have Sloppy Lab Work, who are the winners of KOTE 5, were knocked out by Manchester Mavericks A, who are the winners of KOTE 2. And they'll be playing Keyforge Fridays, who compete against the team that dropped. So that's, again, 3rd cut. We now move on to the 2nd cut. This is where it gets interesting because we had so many drops the first week. So SCS Sharks were beaten by Team Labwork from Hong Kong. Team Labwork, well-established team, never quite getting to the finals, but always being well seen. SCS Sharks being where Carl for CKM is and he's also part of our modern admin community here for KOTE. Fred Jinx lost out to Coast to Coast. Coast to Coast, great set of guys. We've never played them, but I have arranged a game with them once when I got the wrong pairing. It's not like I did the pairing or anything myself 10 minutes before I contacted them, but I misread my own table. But that was back in KOTE 4 or something. Can't Touch This went through with the drop, and they'll be playing ABR for KOTE, who also went through with the drop. Team Auto Encoder, also from Hong Kong, will be going through with Solar because they both got paired with drops again as well. There were some very interesting games coming out through that. No Advance in Austria UA1 lost out to the final Swingle Omega. Two great teams there, and so the final Swingle Omega progressed to play Hamburger Lanterns 1, who knocked out us.
Yeah, facing 2 Hamburger Lantern teams in a row is just bad karma.
Well, it's not that, they're just better than us, I think is the only way to describe it. But we enjoyed ourselves, and in some ways I'm relieved to be dropped out. One less thing to arrange in the week.
Exactly. It's fine, Julian, it's fine.
And then we move on to the top cut here.
Game.
So here, the first match here, this was the featured game this week, Team Katsina from Brazil. Well done, guys. I think they're the first South American team to get to our top 16. They were knocked out by the almighty Hamburger Lanterns 3, who will be playing the almighty Hamburger Lanterns 2, who knocked out No Advance in Austria UA2. No Advance Austria UA2 have been a team from KOTE 1 onwards and been an awesome group of guys. I'm really glad for their support. Keyforge Granada lost to Lickle. Now this was the match I really wished we could have recorded, because they are both. This is Lickle's first event, and they are having an amazing.
Whoa! Who says it wasn't recorded?
Oh, you recorded it?
Yeah. So
how many games did you record?
The lovely guys over at Screech Bombs.
Yep.
Were meant to record London Urchins versus Team SAS, but Tom, who is infamously famous for forgetting to let us know when a recording is, didn't let them know
when a recording is to become even more infamously famous.
And then the captain's games was a decider game, so they asked for it not to be recorded. Luckily, I'd recorded Lickle versus Keyforge Granada, and I've given it to the Screech Bombs to do commentary over.
Awesome. So I look forward to seeing that.
So that should come later this week as well.
Sure, and then we have Lickle. We're playing ABR. We've got 5 on it, who beat OG Mistress Mavericks, and
which is this week's featured game.
Have we got hold of them yet? Have you spoken to them yet?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Given like they're on one side of the earth, the team's on the other side, and I'm in the middle.
Well, it depends how you look at it. Well, I like to think at this point we're all exactly roughly 8 hours apart.
That just means that I'm 16 hours I'm 16 hours apart.
Only for one team. Or both teams, you could argue.
Yeah.
Anyway, Can't Touch This beat Repow, which was one of the shocks of this week, because Can't Touch This basically messaged me on Wednesday last week saying, "Thanks so much for running this tournament. We've loved being part of your deck analysis. It's such a shame we're going to be knocked out." And I went, "You haven't played your games yet." And he went, "Yeah, we know. We've seen their decks." And then they won, which was the shock to everybody. Now we've got...
Yes. The 5 Edai game is on our YouTube. I'm going to keep saying this. Can't Touch This versus the 5 Edai deck. The 5 Edai deck is infamous, and it's so good to see it in action.
Yeah, and so Can't Touch This will go on to face Team Saz. Then we move on to the Old Guard. The Old Guard beat Not Finished With Your Mum. Not Finished With Your Mum, who are runners-up in, I think, KOTE 3 or KOTE 4, I forget which. It's great to see these guys back. They were beaten by Old Guard, who are another Team Saz team. The Old Guard will go on to play Team Zinzik. I'm going to abbreviate it next event.
Which is one hell of a matchup. That is a very strong matchup as well. That was on my shortlist for.
Yeah. And just to be clear, if you really want to upset me, have a team name longer than Team
Challenge accepted. I'm going to get a team named after that Welsh train station.
The amount of code that's got in just a format, that team name is ridiculous.
So I'm going to, if anyone wants to make a team, we're going to name it after the Welsh train station, and we're going to watch Chris try to pronounce it.
Pronounce it or read it? I'm not sure if I can do either.
Both.
So, and then we have Team Disease beat Starship Looters 2-0. We're not going to worry about the third game because they're through now. But it's great to see, and look, it's going to be an interesting week. This is where we start to definitely see the top games coming together. So we have 3 American teams here, 2 German, 1 Polish, one international. Lickle's technically international, but it's China and Hong Kong. So politically,
let's not open that can of worms.
Yeah, but it's in the Asia Pacific group. So we have in the final, we have teams from 2 European groups, 1 international group, 1 Asia Pacific group, and some American groups.
A very worldwide inclusive top 8.
Yeah. So
when I heard the Hamburg Atlanteans were facing each other, I immediately went to use amazing Photoshop skills to create this amazing art.
I've already put it up once, but I can do it again.
Put it up again. I didn't see it when it went up.
You're trying to fix your camera.
That's okay.
Did we work out, are they the right people, or did you randomly pick people's faces?
I got it wrong. I got Finchmaster correct. Finchmaster is correct in the Aquaman role, but instead of getting Lorenzo, apparently I got Aya Daly.
Oh.
So I didn't get Lorenzo in the right role, but I still got a member of his team, and that's close enough.
That's good enough for me, man. All right, and on that, that's all we've got for this week. Thanks everyone for watching. All 6 or 7 of you, or 11 of you still watching. We'll be back same time next week. Hopefully I'll be back at my normal desk if I saw that.
So we're going to drop a raid over after the credits, and I've just dropped a link to the second of Reap Out spoilers that went live whilst we were streaming.
And finally, I think I should probably point out something I haven't been doing very well is please go to our sponsors, Board Game Extras, who have all your Keyforge needs. They are providing the prizes for KOTE 7. We don't currently have a sponsor for KOTE 8, but if people start buying stuff from Board Game Extras, then we might be able to get them to sponsor the next one as well.
Or if you'd like to sponsor KOTE 8, please let us know.
Yeah, I mean, so far our sponsorship has always generally been a box. So if you're a retailer or you have a retailer that would like to donate a box, doesn't matter what set it is, and postage around the world, we'd really appreciate it.
Or any sort of Keyforge related items.
Yeah.
Playmats, sleeves,
gold
tokens.
Bars. We'll take anything.
Clothing, beanies. I mean, if we could get every team to donate like a badge or a sticker or something related to the team, and just give it away as a massive hamper, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be awesome. Even just, I'd just love to have the stickers here on my rig at home, just to look at all the impact we're having. But anyway, guys, it's 11:15. I want to go to bed. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll be here next week with any more spoilers that come out, any more news. Hopefully, this awesome featured game that looks like, and we'll see where you are. Keep following everyone. Have fun, and we'll catch up with you soon. Where's my edge? Do I have my shortcut for the end?
No.
There we go.
Right.